you didn't hear the things that were negatives. You didn't hear that in a bear market or a correction that you were going to lose money. You didn't hear that there were going to be high fees. You didn't hear that there were going to be mediocre choices that really kind of inhibited your ability to have the full impact beneficially of the market moves.
How does somebody self-direct their own retirements, especially like with an IRA? What's that translation? How does that work?
Well, look at the money you have in a 401k or 403b. That is your money. That is what may determine the quality of the life you live when you retire. And you should look at that as something that you want to get the greatest benefit out of. How do you maximize the value of that money? Probably the best way to do it for almost everybody is to self-direct. In other words, you're already making your own decisions. Let's be honest about it. If you have a 401k or a 403b, who is actually making the decisions as to what is invested in those accounts, those employer-sponsored retirement accounts? It's you. You're making the decisions. You're not getting calls from the plan sponsor saying, "Hey, we think the market's going to turn. We think it's time to go to cash. We think it's time to go to fixed income. We think it's time to go to be more aggressive." You're not getting that. That is really your decision. And back in the year 2000, we had a big drawdown in the market. The S&P was down 50%. In the year 2008, it was down 57%. The frustrating thing, and it's even beyond frustrating, is that the head of the 401k lobbying council, I might have mentioned this last week, but when he was interviewed, he said that the drawdowns, the losses that people experienced, and they were anywhere from maybe 30 to 60% for millions of people. That's your fault. Your fault. You made the decisions. You decided to be in the market. It's your fault. Don't blame me. Don't blame us. Well, how much help did you get with those accounts when they were putting them together? They pushed these as a great investment vehicle for you. They were managed by professionals. All sorts
unquote.
of you heard things that made it sound good. You didn't hear the things that were negatives. You didn't hear that in a bear market or a correction that you were going to lose money. You didn't hear that there were going to be high fees. You didn't hear that there were going to be mediocre choices that really kind of inhibited your ability to have the full impact beneficially of the market moves. So if you self-direct, number one, what you're doing is you're eliminating fees, which can have maybe a 30 to 50 or 60% loss in what you could have when you retire. Those fees have a huge impact, and it's really not just the amount of money that's taken out in fees, but all that money that's taken out is no longer compounding for you.
What if somebody has, let's just say, a old 401k with an old employer?
Sure.
Can they direct that? How does that work?
Again, that is your money. It's your money to do with what you want. If you're no longer working for someone, you have the ability to roll that into a self-directed IRA, and you don't pay any fees there. I mean, there's no penalty, there's no taxes because you're rolling it into to another retirement account. Now, what do you have? What's the advantage in doing that? Number one, you've eliminated the fees that are being sucked out. They're sucking money out of your retirement account. You eliminate those fees. You don't just have those limited choices, mutual funds, some ETFs, maybe some stocks. Now you have the ability to participate with strategies that not only will benefit you or could benefit you in an up market, but also in a down market and a sideways market. You now have the ability to participate in 3 out of 3 directions, not just 1 out of 3 directions.
That's a great point there. I mean, because a lot of people do have old 401ks with old employers, and they just have them sitting there at risk, right?
Sure.
And if you think about it, who has their best interest? An old employer? I mean, is that going to really take care of you? Probably not. So the key is to learn how to do that. Learn the things. A lot of people don't even know that's available. And I'm glad you mentioned the 2000 and the 2008 crashes. Those happened. A lot of our listeners are probably wondering, asking themselves, well, I've never experienced that because I wasn't investing that at that time.
Sure.
The best time to prepare for that is now.
That's a great point.
I mean, we're not saying it's going to happen, tomorrow or the next day. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. So learning the skills and techniques to protect that now could be beneficial in the future for you.